All the giggles. Hello, Leah. Hello, everybody who is going to jump on and join us today for our amazing conversation, because there's been a lot going on, right? Like, let's reflect a little bit over the last few weeks how we started talking about the divine masculine, divine feminine. And then we had a conversation with Heidi, and then we decided to do a deep dive with her last week. And, not only has she, felt some shifts quite immediately, but we've had some shifts as well. And it's really amazing to see the impact of the work when we come together as a group and we all benefit from this energy, right? So how are you going, Leah? What's going on?
I'm going great. Yeah, so this conversation has brought up so much in my own. I've been reflecting a lot lately around. Good morning,
Good
Jen.
morning. We're going to be
Um,
asking questions, Jen. So have a think about what you might. Jen, this is your first day. Can I just honor Jen for a moment? She has been working her absolute butt off, building her own brand of gymnastic leotards, hustle and grinding. And yesterday was her last day at her full-time job. She has finally stepped out of that. And today is her
Goosebumps.
first day as her own boss, not driving into an office. First day of freedom.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. How do you
So
feel about that, Jen? Like, fuck, that is
that is
amazing.
huge.
Yes,
Absolutely huge. Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
freedom, absolutely.
Yes. So
um,
let us know if you have questions, Jen and Leah. Yeah.
yes. So, any question, Jen? Um, so yeah, when we come together and we share an intention and we all are working on the same thing, and I think the masculine and feminine energy is conversation is just something that we're scraping. You, there is so many different points of view and so many different layers to it. I would actually really love to have I'd just love to have this conversation with people. So if anybody here who's live with us would like to jump in on this conversation, if you want to have, we didn't discuss this, Libby, but I feel like, the more people we actually invite in and have this conversation, because there's so many different points of views as well and different experiences that how people have experienced these energies. I'd just love to open the floor up for anybody else who would like to dive in and share their insights. Yeah, so after the conversation we had last week with Heidi, and we went into her moon energy and looking at, what is important to her, what does she want to call in, what does she need to support her to feel supported. And after the chat that we had, I went into that, into my energy, and I just took everything that I thought I knew and believed, and I just asked the question, why? But why is that? Why do you feel this is the way? Why is there only this one path? And I just opened up to possibility and followed my heart. And then somebody came in. So, anyways, that's enough about me.
Isn't that amazing? Are you a little bit shy now?
I am a bit shy.
So and just to kind of give you an idea of that, like we had a great night out on Easter Monday because we were both kid free, and we're like, let's go out. And when you're talking to people and when you actually turn around and say, oh no, sorry, I've met someone, that's when it's like, oh, okay, this one has her attention. He has your feminine attention, and it's beautiful.
Yes. So I just, really diving into what does it actually feel like to me, because we all have got our own, like I said just earlier, we all have got our own interpretation of how we stand in the feminine and masculine. And this is what I wanted to bring up anyways, with anything that you learn from other people, that is their learning and how they interpret that learning. There is no right or wrong way on how you interpret it and how you live those experiences. So for me, I'm just, I guess, experimenting and experiencing the way I want to feel
Yeah.
And it's just great. So,
Yeah.
Libby, and how about you? What kind of shifts have you had?
I've had a few shifts. I've had a lot of heart opening, a lot of reconnecting, really embodying my feminine and realizing what that is like, and then seeing the polarization. You know, when somebody's in their masculine and you're in your feminine, it is really quite powerful. So I reckon I'm going to go and grab my cards, Jen. One sec. You'd like to? What's the vibe in your immediate family's health? All right, you
Can
tune
you,
into
Jen,
that.
can you just say what the immediate family is, just so that I know? Is that your parents? Is that your partner? Um, and if anybody else is here live with us and has a question that you would like to have an answer, Libby and I are channeling, pulling cards, and having all the fun.
Okay.
Mum, dad,
Yeah.
sister, and brother, and 2 nephews. Are you worried about something, Jen? Good morning, everybody. Are you worried about anything in particular? Because I feel like there is some kind of worry that's surrounding your heart. It's like your heart has got a little bit. What I'm seeing is that it's got like moss around it. So it's kind of like trying to protect you from getting hurt, but it's also nurturing you. How moss has the moisture. So I feel like it's kind of you've built this little protection layer around your heart that nurtures you, but at the same time is also protecting you from something.
Yeah. So she did say, well, yeah.
Okay. So
the current health narrative.
so they're stressed. They're stressed, and that is I guess causing a little bit of anxiety, which then causes the body to react with releasing cortisol and other hormones that cause disease. So what I'm feeling is that you stand your own ground. You know your truth. What you need to accept, though, is that other people have got a different truth than you. Yes, immune systems being destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you unfortunately are not able to control anything else but yourself and how you react to certain things. And the only thing that you can do at the moment is love. And I think that's why your heart was shown to me, was that you it's hard to see the people that you love out of control. And scared. But it's not really the scared. I just feel like you're they're just in it, you know. I know that a lot of people cannot observe what's happening from a bird's eye view. They're just in it, and it's like they're in the muddy waters, and they can only see what's in front of them. They cannot see anything else. And the only thing that you can do, Jen, is trust. Trust. Everything that's happening at the moment is happening for a reason. People will learn. People will see the big picture, and people. What will happen will happen. We're in it for. This is unity consciousness at its finest. Okay, just because some people have chosen not to vaccinate, or some people have chosen, to go a different way, doesn't mean that we're different. We're still all one. We are all affected by this, and we need to trust that this is exactly where we need to be right now. The law of divine timing, we cannot skip. We cannot skip a beat. We cannot skip a lesson. Everything is perfectly perfect.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, truly, because, whether you've decided or felt forced to take the vaccine or not, I think it really is unfolding for us exactly how we need it to in our life. So whether it is we've chosen that path of resistance, whether it's we've chosen to buy into that, whether we've reluctantly bought into it, none of it is actually wrong, and it is all serving a purpose of helping us see the distortion in the narrative and see that things aren't all as they seem. But there's different ways of getting to that realization. And once we realize there is this, distortion and illusion, however we got there doesn't really matter. The fact is that we kind of come together and have each other's back with that unconditional love, with whatever we've chosen to do on the path. So there's not one way. And I know that you absolutely adore your family, Jen. Like, you love them hard, and I think that's all you can do is just keep loving them. Love is healing. You're holding space for them. As long as they will be okay, you do worry, but trust at the same time. And if they're not okay, then that's how it's meant to unfold. As hard as that is to hear, it's unfolding exactly how it's meant to. I know it's not easy, because my family's the same. They're all boosted, and it's just cool. Okay, so Samantha, you'd love some insight.
Connected fun into the culture of my home. This is like such a different energy just now. Playful energy. I love this. I love shifting in and out of other people's energies. Not like I just channel.
Yeah, you're not
like going into your body.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Jen, for the question. Reach out if you ever need anything. I know it can be so hard watching the ones that you love just like that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go back to Samantha. Connected fun into the culture of my home. So is this for your immediate family when you're at home? You just wanted connected fun. So straight up, as a mum, I'd say make time for it.
Yeah.
Plan it in. I feel connection time at the end of the day. So you have dinner and then you sit down and you can either do drawing, painting. Actually, I would probably do painting because it's a lot of mess. But you can just sit down. So I've got two girls, they're 6 and 8, and we sometimes sit down and they ask me to draw something for them, and I draw it for them, and then they color it in. Or we play games. Or another good one is just making up stories. I think whatever feels right for you and your family, but definitely plan it in. Have it as it's a part of your day. Connection and fun. Like playtime.
Yeah.
It's so important for children as it is for parents. And if parents and children can play together in doing something that they love and express themselves. Plato actually had this amazing saying, 1 hour of play will give you more information about a person than 3 weeks of discussing. Because in play, you cannot pretend to be somebody else. You can only be you. And that's why I love doing acro yoga, because it's like you just have to, you can't just not say what you need and who you are. You show up and you have to do it. So play is really important. And find the ways that you like to play. It can be, watching a music video and doing the dance.
Yeah.
It is singing. It is playing. It is drawing. It is movement. It is going for a walk. going out and just, talking about what you see, what you hear, collecting flowers, I don't know, there is so many different things that you can do, but for you, I really feel like connecting to yourself, connecting to your family, and connecting to nature at the same time, and expressing. Really good. Aerial yoga. So good.
Yep.
Anything circus, I love.
Yes. Yes. So
Yes.
yeah, similar to what you said, the first thing that popped into my mind is it's often on a Friday. So when I have my boys, Friday is we make pizzas. So they get involved. We have the Spotify list on and we dance around silly. And it is just such a beautiful, easy, there's no structure, no stress, there's no start time and end time. It's just actually enjoying each other's company. Because weeks get really busy, right? Like they have so many activities on, and there's always the rush to school, rush to this, rush to that. So to have this, it really, it's that little highlight. And then they're like, no, put another song on, and it's permission to just be goofy and silly and love them up anyway. And have that experience together. The other thing that I do love is the idea of like, there were so many things that I wanted to do with them. Like we love the show Heartland, so I wanted to take them horse riding, and they love adventure and water parks and all of that. So my plan is to get a nice jar and write down all of the things that we want to do, and then we get to pick one out of the jar and then book it in for that next weekend or something. Just so that you've got something to look forward to together, and it's so that those things get done, because they always get put off. And so that's another little tip too.
Yes, yeah. Even if anybody else has got anything, we all tick differently. So it's really the more ideas, the better. And I get always very inspired as well. And then Heidi is here. Hello, Miss
Heidi. So it's covering our faces, but
clarity and peace. And since the timeline shift from last week, I think you've missed the beginning of our call, but Libby and I, we both shared a little bit about what's been happening with us. We're very grateful for you, Miss Heidi. Yes. Creating that awareness around what you actually want.
That is so good.
Yeah.
So good. And awareness is everything. Cindy preaches it, everyone preaches it. Awareness is everything. It's having that recognition of what's kind of going on. Because when you recognize it, you can be like, oh, okay, so how does this feel in my body? Our beautiful body is always that barometer. Does this feel good or not? And it's so simple. When we trust those signals, it is really so simple. So,
yes.
Yeah. You love that jar idea. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, who's this?
I'm just on my
phone to I just don't know your name.
I can't see who this is. Also, I think Heidi wanted a card.
Okay. Well, I actually pulled one. Oh no, hang on. No, that was for Samantha. Samantha, you got Let Your Past Go. So is there any old habits or ideas, I don't want to say programming, from your own childhood of how you thought things should be or how things were and you didn't like it or you did like it? Any expectations and judgments around that? It's time to let it go. Yeah. Okay.
Card for Miss Heidi.
Yes. Oh.
Is it maybe Jody, the Facebook user?
Potentially. potentially trustworthy guidance, Heidi. You're doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. Like, huge confirmation. You've received a wonderful idea as an answer to your prayers. This idea is real and trustworthy. You can safely move forward with it, knowing that we are with you every step of the way. Ask for and be open to receiving our support for anything that you need related to this idea. Okay. Now, but I had the wrong message on the screen. That's going to be confusing for people. Okay. Full body shivers. Excellent.
Yes.
That's a good sign. Good sign. Okay. Do we know, is this Jody, the business?
I don't know. I still haven't found this message on here, but maybe it is not. Wait, I'll go somewhere else because it might be on. I think it is Jody.
Cool.
Yes, it is Jody.
Jody Steptoe. Yeah.
Yes. We have family movie time every night before bed. The kids take turns and choosing a movie that we watch over a few days. Yes. Yes. Switch off together, spending time together, being present together. I just love, when you have when you give your child 15 minutes of uninterrupted presence, they are fine. That charges them up enough for them to then just be by themselves for 45 minutes. So, when you're at home with your kids and you're like, I just need to get shit done, just be 100% present with them for 15 minutes. And then
that's a good tip.
Charge them up.
Yeah. I like that movie idea because even if you've had a really busy day, it's not hard to do. Anyone can just go, okay, I give myself permission to veg out for a minute and just cuddle on the couch. That's really nice.
Yeah, we do sometimes pizza in bed. It's the best.
I love it.
It's a very special treat. All right, Miss Jody. So what I feel with your business is that there is a lot of power behind it. I just feel like there is a lot of masculine, let's get this shit done. I know that you're partnering. Is it with 2 other people? Is it your partner and then somebody else, right? And I just feel like the 3 of you are like this magic triangle, and you're just like, there is no other way. This is going to fucking work. And you're just going to put everything into it. But it's not going to be like you're going to be, stressed, not sleeping, all of that stuff. I just feel like you're a really great power combination that is really good at manifesting shit. And you're just, I feel like there is, I don't know if you can just hear my voice just change. And I'm just like, oh, it feels very constructive power. So there's not going to be fights. It doesn't feel negative at all. It's just like, let's get this shit done energy. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. Don't be worried.
Yeah. Yes, because it is Jodie's husband and 2 other men. So they're the masculine triangle, and then the partners are, obviously on the outside. And the card that came up is see only love. So even if there are the hiccups, the road bumps, a business is never smooth, ever. But it's all good. It's all positive. So just remember that, underneath it all is always that love of yourself, of the journey together, of what you're learning, of the expansion you're creating. Just see love in all of those situations. Yeah. Beautiful.
Is there anybody else here that has a question or that would like some guidance?
I love this from Heidi. Awareness is everything, and it's so freeing to know that I don't have to settle for shit anymore. Exactly. And the shit will turn up just to give you that opportunity to say no, to give you that boundary. So it'll show up, and just know that it's like, oh, okay, no, actually I get to not choose that. And that's awesome. Love to flop on the couch and cuddle, watch a show. Oh, that is amazing with your 15 and 17-year-olds. And you don't have to talk. That's a good thing with teens. You know, then they're not going to necessarily open up, but things might come up in a movie, spark a conversation. Yeah. Amazing, everybody.
Just having a look.
I might just pull a collective card for us.
Yeah. So if anybody else who's on here with us would like to have a card, and maybe also put your name.
Yes. Okay. This is probably a really good theme for our whole conversation today, the opportunity to forgive.
Yes.
So it is seeing the love. It is forgiving yourself for ever accepting the shit anyway. It is, the opportunity to forgive for any of the judgments around the health and around the decisions that people have made that's different. It's all like forgiveness is the golden key to unlocking everything. First, we need the awareness. Once we have that awareness, we have the choice to forgive. And the majority of the time, the only person that you need to forgive, or the only direction you need to send forgiveness, is to yourself. It's not to benefit anybody else. So this says, this situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies, and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. So,
forgiveness is just freedom.
Yes.
When you're able to forgive, and it just opens up to possibility. I've really experienced that in the last week, and I see with my marriage, there was a lot of stuff, and it's over the last week I've just reflected back at, I could have done so much more as well. It's not just the other person, but it was, forgiving both of us and moving on. And that's just, it's just opened up so much freedom and opportunity and possibility. And like Heidi said, having that awareness just gives you the opportunity to not take that shit anymore and be open to more and new. And yeah. So Rosalie would like to have a card.
Yep, or a message. So if you can tune in and I'll pull a card.
Yeah. So I have been watching, we're friends on Facebook, so I know that you have found a lot of four-leafed cloves.
Clovers. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm actually German, so sometimes I don't have the English language. And I think that just really represents everything that is happening for you at the moment. You're putting out so much joy, and the universe comes back to you and is like, this is my gift for you. And you see it and you appreciate it and you have so much gratitude for it, that all of this will just ripple out. I just feel like you can really see this amazing, beautiful dialogue between you and the divine, and between its co-creation in its most physical form. So it's really, for some of us, we manifest things and then nothing happens and we're just like, why isn't anything happening? But for a lot of these things that we're calling in, we have to have these internal shifts first before, and then after you've had these internal shifts, then shit just freaking happens really fast. And I think you're at the point now where you've done these internal shifts, where you've invited in more gratitude and you've invited in more love, and now the universe is just giving you all these amazing gifts. I think it's a dialogue. I think that's the best way that we can call it what's happening for you at the moment. So, and tapping into that energy is very delicious. I love it. It feels so great.
Yeah, I can almost see you like picking your 4-leaf clovers, and you're so like grateful and so present, and because if you think about it, like anything, you could be in that moment picking your 4-leaf clovers, and there can still be lack around that, going, oh, well, that one's not as big as what I had last week, or, oh, I've only found 2, not 3. And, that like even then we can have lack energy, but I can just imagine that you are truly just enjoying the process and that journey. And the card that came for you, exactly like Jody, is See Only Love again. And the more, it's like those 4-leaf clovers represent those signposts of you're exactly where you need to be, right at the perfect time. And it's actually God sends. Yeah. So I think when we take the moment to appreciate the small things, that is the most important thing to do, because you can appreciate the big things. That's easy. That's a given. It's not hard. It's in your face. But to stop and appreciate the small things, like, when you have that first sip of coffee, if you're a coffee drinker, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is just so beautiful. And I'm so glad I get to start my day, with this, or whatever it might be. It's just really, well, even today I had to go downstairs to my laundry, and I came back up and the sun's beating down on the back of the house. I'm like, I'm just going to stand here for a minute because it is so beautiful in this sunshine, and I just want it on my skin. And it was so like in the moment. I think the more that we see only love in all of these beautiful moments, that's where the magic is. That's where every day is magic.
Yeah, and I know when we went out on Monday and we were standing, there was a beautiful sunset, and we were just standing, we were watching the sunset, and we just said, life is just amazing, life is so good, and we were just celebrating life.
Yeah, and celebrating us. And you've turned around and you said, see, it's reflecting just how beautiful we are too. And I was like, yes, I'll take it.
Yeah, I think the energy that I'm feeling a lot of us that are in this group is that we're really celebrating being alive at the moment. There is so much panic and, all of this stuff and hate and confusion. There's so much confusion about what to believe and not what to believe, and step out of it and just say, actually, life is just so beautiful, and we can just really celebrate being alive at this time, because there's so much amazing stuff happening as well.
Yeah. Amazing. I know a couple of other people have joined. If you haven't had a card, please let us know before we jump off. We will be back next Thursday for a chat and to answer answer questions, pull cards, interact with you guys. If you have something that you want to dive deep on, reach out to us and we'll organize to get you on screen and have a chat as well. I'd love
anything goes. There is no rules. Open to possibility at all times.
At all times. Always and forever.
Yes.
So, I think that's I think we've covered everybody.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, guys. So we'll leave it there. Thank you, everybody live and on the replay. That message is for everybody, whether you're listening to it now or later. So enjoy the process. See only love. Forgive. You'd love a card around the heart focus. Can you let us know your name, please? Just snuck in there.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
Carly Mills.
Okay, perfect. Perfect,
All right,
Carly.
around heart focus.
Oh, I just got so like, let's see what that is.
I can feel like direction, pull, but it's kind of laser focused, but it's kind of, it wants to come out, but it's not coming out.
Yeah. So what I felt like when I just tuned in, it was like this activation. If you kind of like a pixelated lightsaber, and it was from the center of the heart, and it was just your whole channel, like up to the crown. I mostly felt it, and a little bit down, and it was like it's just on the edge, ready to like really switch on for you, but there's something blocking it, which sounds similar to what you're feeling.
Yeah. So I feel. So what I saw was just this white light coming out of your heart and going up. I can't see anything going down. Same. So again, what's also funny is when we think about how we are connected to the universe, it's the figure eight. So it does go in and out. It is attached to the top and it's attached to the bottom. And what I feel from you is that you've got this power coming out of your heart. So you're really trying to force something out of you, but you're not listening to what's coming back. And you're not grounded. To focus on, or to start, I'm not telling you that you have to do it, but to focusing on your root chakra and your crown chakra, and really getting them to connect again, because I don't feel like there is a connection, and those two then will connect you to the above and the below, which then will automatically straighten out the other chakras and all the dialogue between your other chakras. I feel like you have got this amazing drive and you've got this vision, and you can see and you feel like who I am is important in this world, and it's important for everybody, and I've got a message and I belong into this world, and people need to hear me. There is a lot of push. I just feel that like I said, there is no information for you. You're not letting in information. And I think reflecting and being able to journal and to being able to be in co-creation, because that's what it's all about, being in co-creation with the universe. At the moment, there's a lot of creation by yourself, which can work, but it's nicer if you're in co-creation. Does that make sense? I'm trying to say the right words. I don't know if you open up your heart, and can you feel the energy that I'm radiating right now? I feel like the only way that I can actually explain the feeling where you want to go is by actually showing you. I don't know. Let me know if you can feel this, but it's instead of this push and this masculine energy, you're actually just surrendering. And I can feel by just inviting this into your heart, you've got like this big, like, oh, I feel like there's a little bit of a release, and I feel like that big push can be quite tiring sometimes for you. Let me know.
Okay, awesome. So to add on to that, what I sense is that you have a big heart's desire, and around that heart's desire and what you want to create in the world, and the impact and the expansion that you're so called and drawn to, it is surrounded by shoulds, and it's surrounded by how. So and I feel that's actually a bit of the masculine, Leah, because that's the action, you know, what do I need to do? What steps can I take? Blah, blah, blah. So if we can release the shoulds and release the how and really tune into your heart's desire, what do you desire? What do you desire? When you tune into that, and it's not a vocabulary, it's not words, it is just that feeling of like, what do I really desire? What do I want to experience? How do I want to feel? And from that point, just say, okay, what do I need to do now? What do I need to do next? That is how the how comes, but the how and the action steps are then truly in alignment with you. And that's the heart expansion, rather than the fitting in a box and making sure you're following rules and am I doing it right? And I should have done it this way. I didn't realize this. I should have done that. I think just releasing some of that's holding a bit of a constraint around what you're trying to create. So I'm really curious what you're trying to create. And it takes a lot of faith and trust to actually just rely on following your heart. It sounds so wishy-washy. It sounds so not businesslike and not successful and whatever, but trust me, you know, follow your heart, see where your energy is flowing in terms of what you really want to create, and magic happens.
I would love to talk to you about the brain game, Carly. I think that would be a great fit for you. And I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if you're ruling number 8, because you feel like you have got major manifestation skills. I think anything that you put your mind on is going to manifest, but is it going to be at the expense of who you are, or is it going to be in creation with who you are? So you creating yourself and your dream life instead of just hustling and bustling and giving yourself away.
Yeah. Great pivot and shift. Thank you. More listening, taking up this sense energy. Awesome. You got it, girl. Yeah. Amazing.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, we'll see you next week. Next Thursday, 10 a.m. for another amazing conversation, answering your questions, diving deep. So have a good week, Leah.
Yes, you too, Libby. And everybody else on the call with us. I love you all.
Love you guys. Bye.